City. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens. This is JU. This is the beginning. Here you will be a part of something bigger than you. We encourage your curiosity. This is where it happens.
Okay,
This is JU. This is the beginning.
Evet. Hoş geldiniz arkadaşlar IEFT Talks webinarlarına. Bugün Jnkping University bizlerle olacak. Cesim, sorularınızı soru cevap bölümünden yönlendirmenizi rica ederiz. Hi Jason, welcome again. The stage is yours.
Hi, Zainab. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be on this stage provided by IEFT. I'm also very happy that I'm going to present today to Turkish students. So my name is Jasim Sheikh. As you can see that I'm not a blonde, typical blonde, yet I'm representing a Swedish university. So you can perhaps associate yourself with me quite strongly because I often get this remark that maybe I also look like Turkish, which is good, by the way. So my story goes, I've been working with the university for the last 15 years. I came to this country as a student myself, and I have been working with Jönköping University ever since. Today, one of the reasons we are doing this is also to inform you guys that what really, what are the benefits of choosing Sweden as a country for your education, and what are the benefits for you to choose Jönköping University for your education. And to be honest, a lot of people talk about education. A lot of people sell, universities when you go to different fairs and stuff. But how do you analyze that which university is the best for yourself? And one of the main reasons I'm doing this presentation is to perhaps help you find that answer through this presentation. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward for the presentation. Shall I share my screen, Zainab?
Yes, please.
Good. So I'll do that. So can you see the screen in a big format?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. So the first slide, I think it's a very beautiful slide. It shows the city Jönköping. And you can see that this white round building with yellow blocks, this is university. And if you look some of the other buildings around it, it's also part of the university actually. But the main symbol which these buildings, especially the white one and the yellow blocks, symbolizes is like a key to knowledge. If you look from the aerial view, you will see that it's kind of a key. And I often say this, that I mean, imagine that if we were so much concerned about how the design or how the architect should look like from the aerial view, imagine how much concerned would we be for the quality of education when it comes to teaching it to our prospective students. So this is a beautiful city. It's just by the lake. It's the second largest lake. I will talk about it also in the presentation, and it's quite in the city center, so everything is quite close by. It's a beautiful city. We'll talk about the city as well. I just wanted to, begin the presentation now. So let's talk about Sweden. I don't know how many of you know about this country, or how many of you have been to this country. I mean, one of the drawbacks of Zoom webinar is that it's hard to interact with your audience, but I would imagine some of you would know about Sweden as a country. I often hear a remark that, oh, it's a very cold country. So we'll also talk about that just in this slide. If you can look at the slide, you can see that Jönköping is pretty down. I mean, up on the yellow part is north, down near Denmark is pretty down in the south. So you can see Jönköping is pretty down in the south. And if you do the measurement of Jönköping, connecting it with the capital of Sweden, which is Stockholm, and then if you connect Jönköping to capital of Norway, which is Oslo, and if you connect Jönköping to the capital of Denmark, which is Copenhagen, then you'll see that it is almost equal distances to these three capitals. And that is why it's also kind of a logistical hub for Scandinavia. And yeah, so it's the third largest country in Western Europe after Spain and France. It's a pretty long country. So yeah, and now we should talk about why Sweden, because I think one of the factors you should also associate in finding answers with this is asking yourself, why am I choosing to go to Sweden? Because obviously one of the dreams everyone have is to either work or find work, or become an entrepreneur or self-employed, right? So one of the mission is that you want to embrace yourself with a good knowledge, but also you want to be capable enough to present yourself to the modern organizations and let them know that you're a great candidate to work for them. So this is kind of the ROI that you can earn after you have finished your education. And I think the research factors can begin from this basic question, that why Sweden? And one of the factors that I really want to talk about is economy. And if you look at this country, Sweden, it's a lot to learn from it. Why? Because back in 1800s, Sweden was one of the most poorest countries in Europe, and rapid industrialization changed this dramatically. And over the following 50 years, Sweden became one of the most richest countries in the world. And and it became one of the richest countries in the world. And one of the reasons for that was to, they built railways that was able to connect to resources up in the north, typically wood and, energy and, water energy, hydro energy, and those kind of, industries started to flourish. And that really became the backbone of the Swedish economy. So now the economy is pretty much diversified, which is based on, it's quite knowledge intensive. You can see very high-tech biotech industry, nanotech industry. You can also find green tech industry. You can also find a lot of high-tech based industry. So there's and a lot of the economy is based on these innovations produced by these kind of sectors. And if you look at the data, it will show you that this country is always in need of high-end workers, because the companies are so strong because they are working on the modern day knowledge, and not many other countries are able to compete with that. So Sweden has that kind of a stage in the world, which provides a lot of innovation to the world. So the next sector is innovation, actually. So if you look at the index of innovation, you will see that Sweden is ranked pretty high in that. And one of the reasons for this is, if you look at the system of education, you can only produce innovation. Let's say here we have innovation in our hand, and to be able to, if we reverse engineer the concept that we have innovation in our hand right now, and we want to reverse engineer it to the back steps, finding the back steps, how did this innovation came to life? So if you look at it, innovation happens through very strong R&D, and strong R&D is usually happening through the collaboration of industry and academia, and a lot of research at academia, which is an active research helping societies and companies to grow. And that research is usually happening at your doctorate level, your master's level, and that master's level of education has to also strongly connect to your bachelor's level. And that bachelor level mindset cannot really introduce the concept of innovation if you do not have very strong school system. So I usually tell people that if you really want to be innovative like Sweden, you have to think about connecting all of these dots together. If you're not able to connect these dots together, you will not be able to produce innovation. For instance, if you just spend money in let's say master's education, or maybe do more R&D, you need to really build that mindset from the grassroots level. So that is how the system of innovation should be. So if you're choosing Sweden as a country, be sure that you would be trained in the mindset that would enable your thinking towards innovation. You would be working on your projects, your assignments, your group studies, and innovation would be part of your mindset that would be really pushed and given to you by our schools, actually. So these are some of the examples of Swedish innovations. You can see that this is ball bearing, which is a very, very, one of the fundamental kind of core innovation for the manufacturing industry. So without this, the manufacturing industry is basically useless. Swedish innovations, other Swedish innovations, you can find Bluetooth, Tetra Pak, HIV tracker, Skype, Spotify, pacemaker, which is put in your heart when your heart stops to pump blood into the other parts of the body. And then if your kidneys fail to to clean your blood, then you kind of used dialysis machine. That is also Swedish innovation. So what I'm trying to say is that you might be using a lot of these kind of technologies and innovations on your daily life, and you might not even associate them with Sweden. So Sweden is producing a lot of those innovations and is the proud owner of a lot of those innovations, actually. Spotify, we have spoken about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are using it. So if you are into platform kind of tech ideas, then this country, Sweden, is a great. It can provide you a great platform. And not to forget, we as a university are connected with the Science Park, and I'll talk about that later in the presentation as well. So these are some of the firms that you can see and associate maybe towards the Turkish landscape as well, because you might have seen Volvo, Tetra Pak, H&M, IKEA, Ericsson, Electrolux, Atlas Copco, AstraZeneca, all these names which are Swedish born, are also not just in Sweden, but all around the world. So these are multinational brands, and many of them are also in Turkey. So you can also see that we are ranked number 2 in the Global Innovation Index 2021, which is quite good. And if you look at the world's most innovative countries, you can see that Sweden is ranked pretty high in that index. You can also see that we spoke about that how the innovation happens, and one of the factors I spoke about was R&D. And if you look at Sweden, the statistics show that Sweden is pretty high when it comes to investing, into R&D per capita basis. So they invest more than 3% of their GDP into R&D, so which is very high compared to any other countries, and that also shows the results it produces when it comes to the innovation index. So we have very high quality education and research. Sweden is ranked number 5 in the world. Countries are ranked overall on each of 4 modules: resources, connectivity, output, and environment. And these are really important factors, in my opinion, to be able to analyze a country for your education selection. And so just a reminder that we are still talking about why Sweden, and what are the benefits of choosing this country for your education. We have a lot of globally minded people. What do I mean by that? When it comes to going around in the society, if you don't know Swedish, you can yet do that with your English language. And you can see these some of the statistics showing that Sweden is one of the top 10 countries with the best speaking English. So you can really, if you really want to practice the language, and of course we're going to be teaching our education in English language. So this country could also be a great asset for your practicing the language, and sharing and doing that practice along with your friends and colleagues studying at the university. So now let's talk about the university, and we will also talk about the city Jönköping, because the university is in the city Jönköping. So you should also know about the city Jönköping, what it really makes an exciting factor to choose Jönköping and Jönköping University. So Jönköping is one of the Sweden's 10 largest cities. Only 140,000 inhabitants. I know that if you compare that to the Turkish cities, then you wouldn't really see this as a big population, because perhaps I'm sure wherever you're living, maybe you go just few blocks and 140,000 people are already done in few blocks. I've been coming to Turkey quite often, so I can also associate that with my experience actually. It's top-ranked student city. It's centrally located in Sweden at the juncture of 3 lakes, and one of the largest lakes that connects the city is the second largest lake actually, which is Lake Vättern. And we have a growing business community and logistical hub. I spoke about it in the beginning. It's one of the healthiest cities in the world when it comes to elderly care. CNN has reported that. I'm not saying that. It's one of the world's best places for swimming. So if you're into swimming, then this place could also be a great addition to your experience actually. So now let's speak about why JU, what really makes it to be an exciting option for you. We have a lot of factors. I mean, I can talk about this thing for a few hours, but I'll try to concentrate on very strong factors which I think are really important for the international students to really know about. And one of the factors is that we have a very strong international profile. We have about 12,000 students in total. Approximately 2,000 students are international students. 50% of the students and faculty in our business school are international. We have more than 300 partner universities and many exchange opportunities. And not just this, we also have international campuses offering internships at global companies for engineering students. And what do we mean by that is because, for example, once you become a student at the engineering school, you have the opportunity and the possibility to go abroad for your internship to different countries like Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, USA, Vietnam, and Thailand. And not just through the engineering school, but you also get a lot of opportunities to internship with other schools as well. JIBS, our business school, also offers a lot of internships. Our School of Learning and Communication offers a lot of internships. Our School of Healthcare also offers a lot of internships. So these are some of the names which we have just identified, or for you to get some flavor of what kind of partners we have. So you can see that we are, working with the best of the best universities in their respective countries. And one of the reasons for that is because we have very high accreditations and we have very strong quality of education. So whenever we do partnership, those factors come into play, and we make sure that the partners we have are also associated with the same kind of quality of education or even better. So many of these universities might be very expensive universities if you choose to go to study at those universities by yourself. But since you're coming to study at Jönköping University, you wouldn't have to pay for those universities because you are going on an exchange. The only thing you would be doing is moving your living expenses from Sweden to the other country. So it's a great benefit. And just a reminder, this is on top of your internship. So if you go abroad for your internship, that's separate. And this also is given to you as an opportunity. Usually, if you're coming to study bachelor's in your 5th semester, or if you're coming to study master's in your 3rd semester. We have a very strong entrepreneurial spirit. These pictures, you can see that these are some of the pictures of our students working on different kind of case studies or competing in different kind of competitions for entrepreneurship. And these are, these kind of challenges happen quite often at the university platform. We are very strongly connected with the Science Park, and a lot of companies contact Jönköping University, and they might be having some kind of a problem or some kind of a modern solution. They might be looking towards the creative solutions and stuff. So they might come up with some kind of case studies, and students are usually given 48 hours to come up with their suggestions in a smart way. So the ones who come up with the best suggestions as per the people judging that, judges, then people also, that team also receives the prize bonus as well. So these are the opportunities which are open for everyone, no matter if you're studying at the business school or the engineering school. Everyone gets this opportunity. And this is also some of the, this is also a student project, which is a solar panel driven car, which is made by students, run by students, managed by students. So students are at the core front of this project. And what is so exciting about this project is that, every year there's a competition that happens in Australia where other universities come in to present their solar panel driven car projects, and they compete together in a race, which I think is approximately 3,000 kilometers or something. So that's great that if you are into trying your creative mind, or if you are, if you get energy through these kind of projects, so be sure that you would get the opportunity to find, help, and you could work into these kind of projects. Science Park, I've been saying so much about it. So it's kind of place where you can get free help. Imagine yourself coming to a new country where you don't understand rules and regulations of business or the law, and you don't know what kind of company setup you should have, or if your idea has a good validity in the market, and all those kind of different challenges that you can face as an entrepreneur. So you can get free consulting and guidance through Science Park. You don't have to pay for it. It's a meeting place for entrepreneurs, but you can also, if your idea is good enough, your idea can go into the incubation stage, and you also get help through the Science Park in connecting with the venture capitalists or business angels. We also a very strong career-focused university. We are #1 in Sweden for internships. We have more than 800 partner companies, and many of our students are actually working in the partner companies we work with as well. 90% students gain employment after graduation, which is very high. 40% of our business students start their own business. So that's also pretty interesting, actually. So if you have that, I mean, the good thing about the Swedish future, if you're seeking your future in this country, is also that you can not only stay in the country later on by finding work, but you can also, if you have a creative and innovative idea that you want to work on and you want to build business around, you are welcome to apply for your business visa through that. So a lot of our students have actually done that, and they have successfully done that, I would say that. So yes, we have very strong, one of the other factors which I really think is very important is also to see what kind of quality of education we have. You can see that we are ranked through Financial Times as top 100 in the European business schools and also in Masters in Management. We also have ACQUIS and AACSB accreditations. We have other accreditations in other schools like CDIO, ISPO accreditation for healthcare. We also have Shanghai ranking for communication and education. And then we also have, now let's talk about the programs which we are teaching. The light green color is the bachelor's education we have, and the light purple color is the master's education we offer. So we offer international management, marketing management, sustainable enterprise development, and in economics, we offer international economics. And then other kind of master's courses we offer is global management, entrepreneurship, financial analysis, international marketing, engineering management, logistics and supply chain management, applied economics and data analysis. So you can see that a lot of these programs which we have are connecting to the modern day requirements by the industries. So be sure that once you will become our student, you will be working on projects or coursework which is very modern and connecting to the future of business. Then we also have courses in engineering. We have industrial engineering and management with a specialization in sustainable supply chain management, which is a bachelor's. And then we also have computer informatics with specialization in new media design, which is also bachelor's. And then we have a lot of other master's courses offered within engineering. And we have supply chain operations management, materials and manufacturing, product design, production engineering, sustainable building information management. This is usually for civil engineers, and this is called BIM. And then we also have masters in assistive technology for engineers. We also have AI engineering and user experience design. Then we also have programs offered by the School of Learning and Communication in media communication, sustainable communication. We have programs in global studies, which is also creating sustainable societies and social change. Then we also have a program within the education, which is about learning, digitalization, and sustainability. It's a web-based. Then we also have in healthcare sciences, we have prosthetics and orthotics. And then we also have masters in assistive technology, prosthetics and orthotics, and occupational therapy, which is web-based. We have pathway programs. We have what do we mean by this? I mean, one of the requirements for you to apply to Jönköping University is also to show IELTS or TOEFL. And there could be some exemptions to some kind of school systems. For example, if you come through Cambridge or IB school system, then you might not need it. But if you come through a certain university where you have done your education entirely in English language, you might not need it. But let's say if you don't have that and you're also are challenged to really get 6.5, then we also have pathway education, which provides the opportunity for you to come to study English first. And if you're missing some other courses like mathematics or some other things, you could also fill in those gaps through coming through the pathway education, actually. And so we have different kind of options. If you have 5 or 5.5 or 6, then you can come through the pathway education. But if you have 6.5, you don't need to go through the pathway. You can straight away come directly to university, or 90 TOEFL, for instance. So let's talk about requirements, which are pretty straightforward. We have bachelor's requirement is high school diploma, transcript, passport copy, and letter of motivation, and your English results through either IELTS or TOEFL. And similarly, English results for your master's as well, either IELTS or TOEFL, or any other tests which we recognize, and you can find that list on the website. You can also email me later on if you need more information on that. You also need letter of motivation. And by the way, we have done some videos on letter of motivation and also scholarship application. We'll talk about scholarship as well in just a little while. So you can also watch those videos through our web. The tuition fee is approximately 10 to 15,000 euros. And then we provide you have a support function, you have free health insurance through university, but if you come for an education which is more than a year, then you also get the same kind of benefits through the tax system in Sweden. So you get the free same kind of support system on your health as anyone else. Then you also have a lot of student discounts. If you become a student, you get a special card, which provides you the opportunity to buy cheaper travel, maybe cheaper food, cheaper clothes, and a lot of other kind of benefits come by becoming a student. Then you have, we have scholarships. We provide 30% scholarship maximum, and that is also minimum. So 30% of the fee, for example, if you're coming for 3 years of education, so 30% apply. So let's say your fee is 10,000 euros for 1 year. So if you get 30% scholarship, it will become 7,000 euros. And then you multiply 7,000 euros to 3, then it becomes 21,000 euros for 3 years. So if you look at the pricing of our education, and if you compare the same quality of education to any other country, you will see that our pricing is much cheaper compared to the same quality product. And one of the reasons for that is, and this is really important actually for you to understand this, one of the reasons for that is because Sweden is a social welfare state, and this is Jönköping University is owned by a foundation, and the foundation it doesn't work with profits. So we only have a fee which satisfies our expenses on our student spending. So we don't earn like a profit on through the tuition fee. So that doesn't really happen. So that is why you will see that the price of our university compared to the other universities around the world with the same quality of education might be much higher, much higher actually. So that is also one of the great benefits of choosing Sweden and choosing Jönköping University for your education, because you can get quality education with a very nominal pricing. And also with that, you also have the opportunity to apply for 30% scholarship. The cost of living is approximately 800 to 850 euros per month. But that also depends how you, what your lifestyle is going to be, because we have accommodation that ranges from 300 euros to 600 euros to 700 euros. So if you choose to live in 300 euros, so obviously your expenses would be much different than perhaps these. But if you, choose to live in 600 euros, then you might have higher expenses than these. But these are the minimum which are required by the Swedish authority that you should have. But no one, I mean, you're not supposed to show this money, but it's good indicator for you to have to see that this is approximately the amount of money you might be approximately spending every month. So at your service, we have guaranteed accommodation. This is also a great service because not many universities do that. We have a free pickup service. We have a service center on campus, so anytime you have a problem or any kind of question, or you want to, discuss anything, so service center is there to help you, guide you through your, whatever problem or query you may have. We also have introduction week. We have contact student family. So if you kind of feel lonely or something, then you can also find another home here, and you can connect with a family here in Sweden. And you could have a nice, what do you call this, like a cultural interaction, and some kind of. I think it's psychologically it's good to have those kind of connections, and many students actually appreciate that we have these kind of services. We have academic support and services. We have health support. We have a lot of diverse meals options. If you are into Turkish food, we have a lot of Turkish restaurants as well in the city. If you're into Mexican food, we have Mexican restaurants. If you're into sushi, we have sushi. If you're into Thai food, we have Thai food. If you're into Swedish food, of course, we have Swedish food. So any kind of food you're looking for, you would find those kind of options in the city and also on the campus. So these are some of the nice pictures from our students. You can see that students are doing canoeing as well. And this is also very, it's usually quite expensive sports, but through universities pretty much subsidized, which means that if you're into this, you basically could be canoeing into waters just in front of the university. And some other nice pictures from different kind of fun trips students usually have during their education at the university. Thank you very much for listening, and you can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. Thank you very much. I will stop sharing, and so we can, I think, take questions. Okay, so Zeynep.
Yes, thank you for the presentation, Jasim. So we have a couple of questions. Do you want me to read them to you, or
should I go into the question Q&A session or the chat function?
Q&A section.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think Bahar Tekin is asking, as far as I know, students studying in high schools in Turkey cannot apply to Swedish University when they're in the 12th grade. They can only apply after they graduate. Well, Bahar, that is not entirely true, because you can actually apply if you are studying in a Turkish high school and you're in your 12th grade. We do offer conditional admissions. So, but that also depends. For instance, if you're in your Cambridge education, then it might not be a possibility. But if you're studying a Turkish system or IB system, then there is definitely a possibility for doing it. So that's not entirely true. Okay, and then Drew is also asking, we know many big brands in Sweden. What is the percentage of our chance to grab a position at one of them after we graduated from Jönköping? Well, Drew, I can just give you a very recent, experience I've had with one of my students. She was from Pakistan, and she was, of course, you need to be quite motivated, and you also need to, be self-daring and also apply and connect with a lot of people through LinkedIn and stuff. So she was doing that, and even before she finished her education, she got an offer from Ericsson. So it is very true to, it is very possible to actually do this, and many of our students actually end up doing that. We were also talking about just 2 days ago that we have had a visit through Pule, which is one of the very strong companies, a multinational, which produces a lot of stuff also for storing into cars and stuff. And they were looking for a lot of students to work on internships, and they have a very strong prognosis coming up for upcoming years. So they would also like to recruit and hire a lot of students graduating from our university. So this is these are just some few examples, but there are so many others. And you could also find a lot of information through the alumni's information we have. So you can see that a lot of them are working on very high end positions in a lot of multinationals. Ahmed is asking, please tell us about the majors for electrical engineering for masters. Unfortunately, the only possibility for electrical engineers is perhaps if you're more into the computer part, or that kind of part, then you can perhaps end up choosing artificial intelligence. Other than that, we don't have the option for the electrical engineers. You might also choose engineering management, for instance. If you want to study something else, any other engineering which you may feel that you kind of belong in that engineering, which we offer, you may choose to send your transcript to me by email, and I can write that in the chat function, my email address, and you can take that from there. Do you have career services when I graduate? Can you assure me that I have a job? Well, still, John, I don't think so any university can do that. However, we do have career services. We have a career center, and you can get help and those linkages, but also if you're well connected with your professors, they also have a lot of linkages, and their references are pretty strongly taken by the industry here. So if you have a good recommendation coming in through your professor, then those recommendations are quite honored by various firms. And the system is, as I said, I mean, we are very well connected with different network of companies, both for the projects and also for internships. So you get a lot of opportunity to interact and showcase your skill set through those projects or through those kind of platforms. Okay, let me see. It's live, done. Live, done. Okay, so Yomna is asking, can I join the university as a transfer student of political science and international relations? Well, the answer is actually not so simple because we don't help with the transfer students. However, the answer is also yes as well in a way, because you need to apply as a startup student, as a normal student, like when you begin your education. But once you come here, you can bring all of the course work you have studied in the courses you have already studied at your university. Then you would end up meeting with the academic registrar officer, and they are going to look into your courses and the case, and they might give you exemption on the courses which they feel are relevant to the education you're studying at Jönköping University. So yes, I mean, quite often a lot of students get those exemptions, especially if their education is in the same domain as the program you're studying. Can you please share the deadlines for admissions? Yes, the deadlines for admissions is 2nd of May. We are open until 2nd of May, but I would strongly suggest not to wait until that time, because we have been open since October, and we have been filling a lot of seats. And this year is quite interesting because a lot of Turkish students are applying, which I'm really happy for. And one of the reasons is also because a lot of previous Turkish students who came to study with us are super happy. And they are becoming also a very strong word of mouth for us in the market. Are there majors about biology in English? I'm so sorry, we don't have biology. What makes Jönköping University different from other universities in Sweden? Well, we spoke about that in the presentation. If you missed it, it's not a simple answer. It's, understanding why Sweden, why Jönköping University. We have rankings, we have accreditations, we have student mobility, we have more than 300 partner universities. We have 800 host companies which we partner with. So a lot of those kind of factors can come in to really answer that question.
Yes,
So,
thank you very much for the presentation and the answers. Jasim, you covered all of the questions.
okay, I see one question from Civil. My son is in the 12th grade. In a German high school, can he apply for your university business school? Does he need to enter Turkish university accepting? No, he doesn't need to do that. Yes, he can apply. Yes, he can apply. And the best thing would be if you can share your transcript of your son with us on the email, and I'm going to do that in the chat function right now. I'm sharing everyone my how do I? Let's see. Yes, I'm doing it right now. I'm also sharing my number, which is my mobile number, but you can connect me through WhatsApp. So please feel free for connecting me on WhatsApp. And if you don't know how to make an application, or if you find difficulties in doing that, feel free to get in touch with me. I would be more than happy to help out. Good. I think now we have, covered everything.
Yes, thank you very much for another great session, Jasim. It's always our pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks. And also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Jnkping University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden ve telefon numarasından Jasim'e ulaşabilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Jasim.
And thank you very much, and thank you everyone for coming in today. And I hope to see you at Jönköping University. Or I'm also coming to attend IEFT in March. You could also have the opportunity to come and visit my booth on the IEFT platform. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
See you in March, Jasim. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.